Hello and welcome to another episode of FPL Kopi Talks. I'm ABK.
I'm Lukman. In this episode, we will talk about standout FPL performers and underperformers of the week, pick our favorite differentials in a segment called Off the Menu, and slip in some strategy talk in the Strategy Corner segment. We'll also run through our individual teams and the transfers we are considering for the upcoming game week.
We'll then close it off by giving a shout out to the top 3 of our prize mini league, where the winner at the end of the season will win a Premier League jersey of choice. Do join our Telegram channel for the league code and to interact with our FPL community. Don't forget to also follow us on X and Instagram. You may find all the links to our socials in the description. Without further ado, grab your beverage of choice and let's get into it.
Boss, kopi O1 bos.
You're listening to FPL Kopi Talks.
It's Freddie Youngberg again, pushed out by Bartes, Wilson!
Right here. Right now.
What a piece of quick
FPL is back, man. How's it going, ABK? How is it going?
It's alright, man. It's good. Yeah.
How was the weekend?
You mentioned on your Twitter it's good to feel sleepy on Monday mornings again.
Yeah. I was extra sleepy because Saturday night I went out and then Sunday night I had to watch this Liverpool Chelsea game, which ended quite late, and it was Monday was tough. But if Liverpool lost the game, it would have been worse. So a short introduction to our new listeners. So my name is Lukman. I'm a Liverpool fan, and I'm just a hardcore engaged FPL manager who I think my style of play is the sensible one. You can call me Lukman, the sensible one. How about you, ABK? Tell the new listeners.
For me, I'm the opposite of Lukman. I think I'm at contrary.
So you're not sensible?
Yeah, I say most of the time I am, but I think sometimes because I'm a huge Arsenal fan, I think I've mentioned this before. I'm a bigger Arsenal fan than I'm a FPL player. So sometimes I do get clouded by my Arsenal bias lah. My FPL decisions don't go so well sometimes lah. This week we'll discuss more about it later in my team. I made the decision not to go with Haaland captaincy this week. But we'll see that. So okay, anyway, for this season, we're experimenting with some new segments. We're gonna reorder our podcast a bit and experiment with some different segments. So just do let us know how it all goes now. So let's get on with it.
Yeah, let's start, man. So the first segment is the standout performance for the week. So okay, let's start with the obvious one. I think a statement win for Newcastle United over Aston Villa. So this game, Newcastle were instantly recognizable from last season. They were very front foot, aggressive, and they look very, very fit. I don't know what Eddie Howe has been doing preseason. I think they all look fit from the bench to the starting 11. Yeah, what do you think of Newcastle, man?
Yeah, I think it's a team that we've been overlooking, to be honest. In all our drafts, right, we were saying, is that game week 2 fixture against Man City that we're all afraid of, right? We don't want to get Newcastle assets in our team because we deem them to have a good fixture. I think Villa, it's not an easy fixture as well, but they stroll through that game. I think is dominant. I think what you mentioned with everyone from the starting 11 to the bench. But who stood out for you most in the Newcastle team?
Adam Driver look alike, bro. Tonali. When I saw him, this guy look damn familiar. I was thinking which actor. Then I recently watched Marriage Story. Right? It's Adam Driver. So he's not a fantasy option. I'm just thinking he's 5.5 million, right? He plays an attacking number 8, but in FPL, right, only Man City number 8 we consider, right? Even Odegaard, right? We didn't even see we didn't even drop his name in our preseason pods, right? Because he's a number 8. You agree, right? Only KDB and Odegaard. Do you remember any number 8s that we consider in FPL? No, right?
No,
besides those
really.
two, Man City.
Yeah.
So tonight I'm just saying I'm just in jest lah. But of course, the main guy, Isak. So he's so good, man. He played so good, man. Wow. But I don't know, 3 shots, 3 on target. He's got 2 goals, XG 0.77. But then again, when Wilson came on, right, then I'm thinking, oh no, we're going to have this dilemma again from last season. Right, when Wilson came on,
I think that's the issue with the Newcastle assets lah. I mean, you don't know who you're gonna pick now, because I mean, even the starting 11, right? I mean, okay, let's list down like the viable assets. We have Isak, we have Wilson. We also on the midfield we have I would say Almiron, Harvey Barnes, Anthony Gordon also. Yeah, so I think maybe those are the three. Is there any more? I don't think you really consider Jacob Murphy, right?
Yeah, he played well when he came on, so man.
Yeah. so I mean, we have these five assets, and I especially with the midfield, I think there is going to be rotation with this assets. So I think it's a bit difficult to kind of decide who you're gonna get. Okay, but I mean, on the short term, right? Just looking at the next game week, I wouldn't bring in any of these guys lah. I mean, maybe beyond game week 2, I'll bring them on. But I think for this week, I wouldn't really bring them on lah. But I mean, Isak is really rose in price at the time of recording lah. So I mean, some of us might be already priced out of this transfer lah. Could be, I don't know.
7.5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
basically,
mean, if you have Watkins, then you can still go for Isak lah. But I say I wouldn't really recommend going for it in this game week lah.
Yeah. We'll wait for Champions League, and then maybe we can see more of a pattern on who's the starting 11. But for my prediction is Harvey Barnes will be first choice. I mean, Gordon is good, but I don't rate him, and Harvey is more proven. And I think Isak, you can't drop him. So maybe Isak could play left wing too if Wilson just continues scoring from the bench. Yeah, it's difficult. For now, it's just.
But Barnes, before he scored his goal, right? He actually had this chance where
he passed it, right?
Where he passed it to Wilson when I think Wilson also told him like, hey, maybe you should just shot.
He was 4-1 already and he still passed. Like in my mind, like you should have shot.
And he hasn't gotten his goal yet. I mean, he scored after that actually. Yeah, so it was a bit unselfish of him to do that again. You wanna move on to the next?
Wait, quickly talk about Aston Villa. I think it's really reminiscing of like the high line like Liverpool usually play. If you get the press wrong, right, everything just goes haywire. Like your pressing is wrong, and then I know people say Tyrone Mings got injured, that's why there's no communication. Maybe that's true. I don't know, but yeah, I think Villa. I don't think there's any slight on Villa. I think it's still okay. I still think. I mean, in preseason they had a lot of combinations in defense, right? Maybe just not settled yet, but I do expect them to be a good team. Just this is a one-off.
So if you have Watkins, I think it's a whole. I mean, he just got a assist, but I do think, I mean, with Watkins, his points will just keep on ticking as a season go by. I mean, you wouldn't expect really like a hat trick kind of return from Watkins, but I mean his points will tick along. I mean, he's kind of an honest worker kind of thing. But I think one more asset just want to shout out is Musa. Is it Musa Diaby?
Yeah.
Musa Diaby. Yeah, 6.5 million playing as a second striker, right? He's a midfielder.
Yes.
Basically OOP, right? 6.5 million on the FPL game. Yeah. So I think looks very exciting, lah. So for me, I think this. It seems like from the way game week 1 has turned out, I think there are a lot of exciting midfield options for this season. I think over the course of the season, we'll see ourselves loading up on that midfield, getting all 5 of the midfield to be like starting.
Do you see
starting
ever
11.
doubling up on Villa attack with Watkins and Diaby?
I say at the moment I can't comment. I mean, it's just one game and they've lost lah. So I mean, if it's just judging based off the first game week, I wouldn't be doubling up on them at the moment lah. But I mean, we'll see how they perform as the weeks go by lah.
All right. I think one of the reasons why I thought like Watkins wasn't in my draft at all, right, is because of Diaby lah. Because at 1.5 million is a lot of savings. And even if let's say Aston Villa becomes good, right, like they have become a good team, I don't think I would have put too much eggs in my basket like, in terms of attack. So that's one of the minor reasons why. But Watkins is still a good pick. I think he will tick along. He's like the mini Kane. And he's still on penalties probably. So all good. Okay, let's talk about the next standout performer is Ben Chilwell of Chelsea. What do you think?
Yeah, really good. I mean, I managed to watch like the first half of the Liverpool game before I went to sleep. I watched the extended highlights after that. Like just based on the first half, I mean he's got an assist, and he's also got a disallowed goal, right? But I think what really, I mean, I'm looking at the numbers. I don't think like his XA or XG is a lot. I didn't, because I think the goal was disallowed, right? So I think that the XG wasn't counted for his goal. Yeah, but I think he just took up a lot of attacking positions, and he looked. I mean, in a three at the back formation, he just looks really good as an attacking FPL option.
Okay, as a non-owner, I would say that he rose in price already, right?
Yep.
I would say he is very, with the fixtures from game week 3, right? I would say that he is very important. Do you have plans to bring him in?
Actually, I had plans to bring him in this game week, but I think I've been priced out of that move lah. So maybe when I speak about my team, then I'll talk about how I am going to deal with it lah.
Yeah. So one thing about him is he didn't take any corners, but Enzo took the corners, right? He was actually in the box, Not Reece James was hanging outside the box, right? He was actually in the box like a centre back, and that's how he got his assist, because he was in the box. So yeah, I don't know whether that's good or bad, because he was taking corners in preseason. But yeah, I think even if they move to a back four, right?
He took it for the left side, right? Did he?
No, I think Enzo took all.
Enzo took all. Oh.
I think so.
I seem to recall that he was taking the corners from
yeah, he got an assist in preseason from a corner. But yeah, I think with Caicedo and Lavia coming, right, I still think, right, they'll probably play a back four, which I think is still okay for Chilwell. I think if those three play, right, Enzo, Caicedo and Lavia, right, and Caicedo play the left 8, right, I think Caicedo will provide enough defensive nouns to let Chilwell attack. So I think Chilwell is at 5.5 is a steal definitely. I mean, I have him in my team, so I'm very happy sitting with a price rise and a return so far. But yeah, let's move on. Chelsea, I think Jackson. What do you think of Jackson? Nicola?
Yeah, as in, I only watched the first half, and the extended highlights, I didn't really see much of him in the second half. So
I really liked him. I think he was good, man. I mean, he's fast. He reminds me of a mixture between Adebayo and Drogba. So he's very fast, very strong. He drops deep. He involves himself. He asks for the ball, and he's decent. And he gave Konate a hard time. And he's faster than Konate. And Konate is very fast, right? He ran past Konate once. So that means his finishing is still a bit hit and miss, right? But I still think at 7 million, if they don't buy another forward, right, I think we need to wait until after game week 3. I think in game week 4, the transfer deadline will be over, right? I still think I'm even thinking, like, how do I get 1.5 million to get from Pedro to Jackson? I really think, okay, I need a piece of this Chelsea team. I'm really high on Chelsea, man. After like they stole Caicedo and Lavia from us, this team is gonna be crazy, man.
Oh, is that true? I mean, they're gonna get Lavia as well.
Yeah, they stole both.
No. Wow.
That's why I say Lavia, Enzo, and Caicedo. That midfield three, I think the balance is crazy, man. I think they can play 4-3-3, and then they play once a week. No Europe. You may have to remember that. So they can just rest their players every week, and they can. That's crazy. Yeah. So
Kunku won't be back until the end of the year, right?
No. 2 or 3 months.
2 or 3 months.
So they had to play like Mudryk. I think Chukwuemeka, I think he's not ready for this level yet. So I think Mudryk, Jackson, and Sterling as a front three. I think a 4-3-3. I think that will be their formation. I don't think they'll play a back three again. I don't think so, because they didn't play this formation in the preseason, so it was a bit of a surprise that Liverpool were not prepared. So yeah, I think Chelsea looked good. I think Chelsea deserved to win. They were the better team. Like the damning thing about Liverpool, right, is this game, right? Chelsea look like a team, like they have a proper structure. They look like a manager. They look like they have a manager for 8 years instead of 8 weeks. Like Liverpool looked like the team that had a new manager. Like Liverpool also lost. So yeah, impressive. I think Chelsea. You have to keep an eye on Chelsea. I think a triple up is on the cards. You have who else? I think James, Colwill, Chilwell, and Jackson. These 4. Right. Oh, and Bobby Sanchez.
Yeah,
4.5 million. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cheap way into the Chelsea defense. Yeah. So just one last question before we move on. What do you think of James over Chilwell if you can't afford Chilwell?
Oh, because he price rose.
Yeah, because he price rose. I mean, he was contributing to the attack a lot also, but this is in a 3 at the back kind of formation, right? Yeah, but I mean, typically also James, I think we know about his attacking potential. It's just, I think our concern at the moment is just his injury kind of. I mean, whether he's shaken off the injury concerns he had last season. I think, right? I think that's the only thing with James. Yeah.
I still think it's fine. If you can't afford Chilwell, I think Reece James is still a good asset. I think he wasn't as advanced as Chilwell, but he was still advanced, and he's still currently fit. The only thing is he has this niggles sometimes, like he'll be 50-50. I think Chilwell injuries are more straightforward lah. He doesn't get niggles. He'll just get like an ACL or something. He'll be out and he can try. Like James' injury is very annoying, but he's still a quality player. There's no doubt about it. And we still don't know who takes pens, right? So I mean, when I think probably it's Nkunku lah, but second choice I don't know. But it could be Reece James because he's the captain, but we don't know. But I still think he's fine if.
So if Jackson
Go
takes
for it.
Jackson takes them, I think it's a must-have already, right?
Not must have because he's still.
I mean,
He's cheap, right? But-
he's still unproven lah. I mean, like we
Yeah, that's the thing.
need to see some goals from him. We need to see some assists from him lah.
Correct.
Yeah,
He's still unproven, but the talent is there. He has everything. Just the finishing. But I don't think it's a must-have. But at that price, it's still like. Who else do we have in that forward position? You have, but like Watkins to Jackson, it will be something I'll be very tempted to do when the fixtures turn. Yeah, but let's move on. Let's talk about the next standout performer is Brighton. So Brighton, in the end, it was an easy win because it was 2 late goals, right, to make it 4-1. But I think more importantly is the assets. Let's talk about Estupinian. I think almost everyone owns him. Actually, FML, FPL, right, both of them didn't own S2 lah. So they were like annoyed that at the 96th minute he still ran and got the assist. They were annoyed. They are like very strong on their belief, and they still think that it's fine not to have Estupinian because if you watch the game, they think that Brighton were a bit leaky also, which I agree lah, but I still think they made a mistake. The 2 FML player, but I think S2 is almost a must-have. 2 big chances created, 3 goal attempts. He could have even scored. He could easily get the 18-pointer against Arsenal last season, right? So and he's a monster lah. He kept running the whole game. Let's talk about Estupinian first.
I think there's nothing much else to I want to add on Estupinian. I mean, he's a good asset.
Let's
I
move
mean, we should just get him. I think he got like highest XA, I think, in this whole game week. He
Game week.
ended the game week with 1.33 XA lah. XA is the expected assist lah. Yep.
Yeah. And okay, so one more guy is Yao Pedro. So he's one of the assets coming to the game.
My guy, João Pedro.
Hey, you don't know him, right?
I don't know him.
Surprisingly. Okay. So basically, right, if you ask me before the game, right, if which asset do you want in your team to perform, is this guy lah, because he's 5.5, right? There's no way out, no. If he gets subs out at 59 minutes, get 1 point, right, I think I'm screwed lah, because I have no bench as well. So I was super happy with him. I think yes, it was a penalty, which is a big thing. I think penalties, if you see this game week alone, like you have so many penalty takers that return. So if you watch him, I think he missed a big chance. He was at the right places. He played the most important stat is he played 88 minutes, and Cecil came off for the final 2 minutes. So penalty aside, he also played well. He was playing number 10. He dropped deep, and he racked up more penalty. But even though he dropped it, right, he racked up more penalty box touches, 11, than anyone else in the game. So and he also missed a sitter, and he created a chance for Welbeck, so like a big chance. So I think he could have easily hauled even more. As a Yao Pedro non-owner, what are your thoughts?
I mean, as in if you guys don't follow the sport, I've always been very vocal about my my love for Yao Pedro. Like, even when in his Watford days, I always liked him as a player. But I think going into the season, I think my only concern was like the kind of rotation risk that he had. But I think, as Lukman mentioned, 88 minutes on penalties, I think that's really a really good sign for the first game week. But I think at the moment, I'm still gonna wait out. I'm not gonna knee jerk him with my team. I'm not gonna, because I'm currently set up with Haaland and Watkins as my 2 up front. So I'm not actually rushing to get him in. I think Watkins, is fine as a second striker, right? But I mean, just because his price point is at 5.5, I think there's a lot of as in I can still downgrade from Watkins to Yao Pedro anytime. So I'm not really afraid of that. So I think at the moment, not getting him in yet. But I really like him as an asset as well.
And also, Brighton are very attacking. I think it's the same thing more or less from last season. They're going to rack up a lot of XG, and even in the harder fixtures. Actually, come to think of it, right, in this league, right, I look at Spurs defense, Man U defense, Liverpool defense, even Arsenal defense, and Chelsea defense, right? I don't think they're hard fixtures in terms of attack. Oh, the only one is Man City. So like I think Pedro, yeah, he'll play Man U. I think Brighton will play Man U, will play Liverpool, play Newcastle. Maybe Newcastle is a good defense. Maybe only Newcastle and Man City. But other than those two, right, I'll be very comfortable with my attackers. Do you agree with that? Man City and Newcastle?
I see you're comfortable with your attackers playing against them.
Yeah.
Depends
like
on
Arsenal,
depends on
even
who.
against Arsenal.
Depends on who. Yeah,
Depends on the
I
team,
like I wouldn't. I say I wouldn't really be too confident. But I mean, I would still. I mean, if I compare two players and then one player is playing against like teams like Wolves, Crystal Palace versus another striker of the same quality playing against Arsenal, Liverpool, then I will still consider them harder fixtures than the first one.
No, but one thing is, if you're buying a player, right, I wouldn't be put off if they are playing those teams that I mentioned above. So the only one that I'll be put off if they're playing like Newcastle and Man City back to back, then maybe those are not good fixtures for attacking players.
Yep.
For attacking players, that's my reading from Game Week 1. So yeah, I think so Brighton.
I think there's still a hierarchy lah. I mean, there's still spectrum of how hard the team you face against other teams. Like, I think maybe Man City and Newcastle, as you said, it's a higher level. There's a range of teams that have a stronger than average defense, and then there's teams with kind of like weaker, like Sheffield United, Luton, kind of.
Yeah, and I'm not comparing the bottom teams. Like, I'm saying, like, for example, Pedro plays Man U or Arsenal. I don't think that's a bad fixture. That's not a red fixture, in my opinion. So I will still be more than comfortable playing them. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. And then let's move on. So the next one is Madison. So this is the last standout performer. So Madison 9 points. So Spurs played two inverted fullbacks. So basically, usually it's a 3 and 2, right? Like those Man City and Arsenal, but Spurs play a 2 and 3. So they're both fullbacks invert, and the wingers are very wide. And then Madison is like attacking 8 more like they're very advanced. Together with Skip, who was. Skip was he is not an 8 so basically he was lost basically. So Madison, you watch this game, right? I'm very impressed with Madison. I'm actually impressed with Spurs attacking wise. Like in the second half, right, they dominated the game away to Brentford. I know Brentford set deep back 5 and all, but I still think wow, this is crazy. And I think Madison definitely is a good option. I think Richarlison will be a good option at 7 million. I think those two are like okay, super well priced assets. I'm really thinking of getting them in also.
So between the two, which one will you prefer?
Meadow. But if I can't afford Meadow, I think Richarlison is a good asset too.
Okay.
Do you agree? You agree?
Yeah, as in, I think I will still just go Richarlison. Yeah.
Oh really? Over Meadow?
Over Meadow, yeah. I think just for like the position he's taking up. I mean, especially if Tottenham doesn't buy any other strikers, right, to replace Harry Kane, I think.
Yeah, they still could buy it, to be fair. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
but if
maybe the same assessment as you have for Chelsea, lah. I mean, if there's a kind of if they use the money to buy a striker, then maybe I'll be a bit put off by Richarlison, right? But I mean, if there's no one else, Richarlison is going to be the only one playing up front. I think I don't see anyone else being the player up front.
Yeah. On Jackson, right, just hold off. I think Chelsea could easily buy and steal another striker away from Liverpool. So you just wait until game before. So yeah, that's one thing to take note. And Liverpool, bro, they were
so they'll just wait for Liverpool to target someone, right? Maybe another striker, and then
they overbid lah. They just overbid and offer 8-year contract, which obviously the player will want an 8-year contract against a 4-year contract, right? You double the contract. So if you retire next month, right, you still get paid for the next 8 years. So obviously you take the longer contract. But anyway, let's not go to. Yeah, I think Spurs and Chelsea really stood out attacking wise. I don't know, man. I have a feeling Richarlison will be on. Do you see Madison? He wore Kane's number 10.
Did he?
Ballsy, yeah. He wore Kane's number 10. Just struck out there and he was boss, man. He just bossed the game. Everything just ran through him. He took the captaincy of Son when Son came off. So he's really the vice captain and wearing Kane's number. So yeah, the confidence of the boy
really walked into the team right there.
Correct. How did he get vice captain straight away? Let me think. Eric Dyer, not first team. Yeah, I guess there's no one else.
Actually, last season Harry Kane wasn't even the captain, right? It was Hugo Lloris, I think.
Oh yeah, Lloris.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, Yeah, I like Richarlison too. I think I don't know whether I would double up.
What do you think of the Tottenham defense?
Nah,
Still stay away. Fullbacks don't like the look of them. Emerson Royal.
The thing is, they're inverted,
Udogi.
right? So I know Udogi went wide and played well, but I still think long term, right? They are just inverted fullbacks, and inverted fullbacks they don't really return. They are not on set pieces also. So yeah, I don't think Udogi, as good as he is priced at, right? And the fact that they don't even keep clean sheets. Yeah, I don't think I will go anywhere.
How much is the Spurs keeper? How much is the Spurs keeper cost? 4.5.
Vicario. I'm not sure. I don't think you should be looking at him. And he's not good also, man. He's very shaky.
So Sanchez over him any day.
Sanchez is bad, so man.
Robert Sanchez.
He's 5 million. He's 5 million.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, Sanchez is bad, so man. That's why I'm thinking Chelsea should have bought a better keeper. But yeah, I think whatever. But let's anything else on Spurs?
Yeah.
Spurs. No.
Yep.
Like, quickly on Brentford. So I think my man Rico Henry. So I had him on my first bench, but last minute I downgraded him to a Fodder, a Bayer 4 million, so that I can afford Martinelli over Foden. So I'm kind of regretting it now. Watching Rico Henry play, right? I know he was a back three. Usually they play a back four, so he wouldn't be as advanced when they play a so-called weaker team. But in this game, right, I saw him. He's training. I think in the summer he's been training his crosses. So I think 3 or 4 of his crosses in this game, right, were like
pinpoint. There was
Yeah.
a Embremo miss that was pretty bad. Yeah.
That was a bad miss. I mean, he I don't know. He looks a bit different. I mean, yeah. I mean, quality wise, we know he always get into good positions, right? Like in terms of quality, he's lacking, right? But I think he's been training. So yeah, I mean, at 4.5 and the fixtures that Brentford have, right? Wow, I feel like if I were to sell Gabriel, right, I think I'll just drop down to him and play him every week. I think it's viable, lah. Do you agree with Rico? I don't, Rico.
No, I say not really lah. He's been in the PL for like three seasons already, right? 3 seasons. 2 3 seasons. And I mean Brentford, I think early on when they first started out, he's been playing wing back a lot also. There wasn't much attacking returns coming from Rico Henry lah. So
Bro.
as in
Okay.
I wouldn't really go there lah. If I wouldn't really consider him as an asset that I would start in my first 11 every week kind.
Really?
Yeah.
I think fine. I think the fixtures is decent enough that if you just put him there and he can make a attacking return. He got an assist, right? This game week. Yeah, but the thing is, their defense is also a bit shaky lah. I mean, that's the only thing that maybe is not ideal because
Really?
their defense is not as strong. Yeah, I think. Okay, one more thing, right? If you want to go for one of the center backs, right? I think the main guy is Pinnock, right? But they still have Ben Mee, they have Ayer, they have Zanka, and they have Nathan Collins, who is their record signing. So there's 5 there, right? And if they play a back 4, right, there's no space. I think I rate Nathan Collins, to be honest. I think he could be playing with Pinnock, but you don't know. There's still Ben Mee, so yeah, I think you just don't go to centre backs. Just don't go with anyone centre backs. Just a tip. If you're just go with Rico if you wanna get a Brentford defender. Okay, let's move on to the underperformance of the week. So the first one is the elephant in the room, the big one. So it's your team. So it's Gabriel. Okay, so one stat, right? After starting 73 games in a row, he was benched for Forest for tactical reasons.
Yeah,
No
and
injury.
that's crazy because we actually did get like a leak. Right? There was a whole drama on Twitter with the deadline stream on this news of Gabriel not starting. And I think there were some sources that did say that he wasn't going to start, and it came out to be true, lah. You know.
Yeah, let's talk about the league. So it's Andy from Let's Talk IPL. Because I was actually looking for the league for the Man City. Right? Then after that I switched off lah because I thought there's no more leagues, right? Because the Arsenal game was like one day after, right? So for Andy to get such a league, right, one day before game is crazy. I mean, and he was placed in a conundrum because he actually had to tell about the league because he actually changed his team. He actually bought Saliba. So yeah, I think he's been getting a lot of flack because he left it very late and the servers actually crashed a bit. Like I know of someone who had to keep pressing the confirm button after buying Saliba. If you want to know who in your mini league is very engaged, right, means they have Saliba. If they have Saliba, means they are very engaged in FPL. So that's one thing too. You can.
I actually did consider swapping from Gabriel to Saliba randomly because I was just tinkering my team the day before. I was just randomly thinking of doing that. It wasn't because of a league or anything. Because like I was thinking that I think Saliba looks kind of like secured on the right side. Because at first like I thought like Timber kind of threatened like his position kind of right. Because Timber was playing on the right centre back. But anyway, let's talk about Gabriel. So I mean, a lot of people started the season with Gabriel in the team, and then I think they are kind of wondering, well, what do we do with Gabriel? Do we kind of stick with Gabriel? One of the reasons why people chose Gabriel was because of his nailed-ness, right, in the Arsenal defense. You mentioned the stat of him starting, and I mean, he also has high potential
XG.
when it comes to like attacking corners through headers lah. Yeah, so I don't know. I think watching the game, I feel that with Arsenal setting up with 3 at the back, so I think this is more of a 3 at the back lah, rather than a 4 at the back. I think a lot of people are saying that actually Partey played a right back. I mean, he did play as a right back. He occupied positions on the right back sometimes, but most of the time he was inverted. Most of the time he was playing as a DM lah. Yeah, so
Okay, continue.
I don't think watching the game, I don't think it's kind of a sustainable. It doesn't look stable lah. The 3 at the back without Gabriel inside the team, it doesn't look stable for me lah. And I don't think Gabriel will provide the solidity that we need on that side lah. On the defense So I would just, if I had Gabriel I would just wait. I would just keep him and wait lah. I wouldn't do a transfer to Saliba like this game week lah.
Okay, one question. So you think with Gabriel playing it'll be more steady, but so who do you think was the shaky one?
I don't think anyone was the shaky one. I think it's just the way we tactically set up. It's just 3 at the back, right?
But I think it.
So it worked. Okay, so it worked in the first half, because in the first half, right, we managed to keep the intensity high. Right, in the midfield, we're always recovering the balls. You see Martinelli run back, right? Every time Aurier had the ball, Martinelli didn't give Aurier any time on the ball. He was quick to recover. He was quick to get the ball back. And I think same for almost everyone else on the pitch. But I think that kind of intensity you can't keep up for 90 minutes. Like you can't just keep on chasing the ball for 90 minutes. And when we stop winning the balls in the midfield, I think that's when the defense get exposed, because there's only three guys at the back.
No, but that's nothing to do with defense though. That is the problem of Havertz and the left-sided 8, right? That's where like that formation should provide more cover. The defense will still be the same, right? If they have better cover in front, then Martinelli don't have to work that hard. Don't you think so?
Yeah. So I agree. Yeah, but then the thing is like the midfield has to work hard for 90 minutes, right? Because we didn't sub in any players in the attacking front lah. I think Arteta kept the substitutes till late, so they couldn't keep with the intensity of the pressing and the recoveries that just needed to make sure that the 3 at the back is safe at the back. Yeah.
Okay, watching the game, right, when I saw Partey at right back, I know we didn't see that in the preseason, right? Okay, I know you say he wasn't right back, but that's because of the game state, right? They were dominating a lot. That's why he didn't. It seemed like he was a double pivot, right? But he went to right back when off the ball, right?
So, I mean, one way you can see is who's taking the throw-ins. If Partey is taking the throw-ins, means he's a right back, and he was taking the throw-ins.
So with the signings of Havertz and Rice, right, it kind of makes sense that Partey was probably earmarked to play games at right back. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I think I don't know, because there was a lot of talks of him leaving Arsenal as well. So I'm not sure whether that was really the plan for Arteta to keep Partey as a right back now. I think it just so happens that I think the transfers did not materialize, right? Then I think Arteta is trying to figure out a way. I think for Arsenal, right, I think that game, although we won, right, I think there's still a lot of work that we still need to do. Teething issues. I mean, Havertz, watching the game, he looks lost in the middle. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what he was doing. He was just occupying spaces everywhere and was just strolling here and there. I wasn't sure where he was, what he was doing. Yeah. So I think I hope it's not Harvard's kind of problem. I just hope like it's a tactical unfamiliarity issue lah. I think I just hope that once we play more games, we get more familiarized lah. Yeah.
Okay, just a question. So let's assume Partey plays right back, because I don't see how Partey, Rice, and how even Havertz will be benched because of the new signing and because Partey is Partey, right? Okay, let's assume he's right back. Okay, who will play the other three? Okay, wait. Timber ACL, right? Confirm. Okay, wait. One question. Why did Tomiyasu came in instead of Gabriel?
Yeah, I have no idea, man.
Any reason? Very weird, right? That's what makes me like 50-50. Why? If Gabriel really dropped, like why Tomiyasu? I don't know.
Yeah, I have no answer for that. Yeah. I thought Gabriel would have played there, but I would think that maybe he still wanted kind of Timber. I think Timber was still advanced. I think Gabriel, like we don't see him as kind of a left.
How did Tomiyasu play?
I mean, it's okay. I mean, it's hard to tell. I mean, it's only a few minutes, and he's just passing the ball around. Yeah.
Because he's left foot. I mean, we like to say that Arteta values the left-footed left centre back, and like if Timber wasn't injured, I don't think like Gabriel. This injury kind of made me want to keep Gabriel, but I was set on actually selling Gabriel. But right now with the ACL and then like the hope that he might play, I don't know. You still think?
Yeah, personally, I'll keep Gabriel. I wouldn't waste the transfer to kind of move him from Gabriel to Saliba. I'll just see where I mean, if game week 2 he doesn't start again, I think then that definitely is a sell. But I mean, for this game week, just hold on to him.
So the only thing that makes me like not gonna sell him is he's not due a price drop. I don't think he's minus 26 only on FPL statistics. So if he is actually dropping, right, I think most likely I will just sell him because I don't know about him. There's enough doubt like from if the price drop is not good enough.
Yeah, see, the thing is, Gabriel is the best centre back that Arsenal has, the best defender that Arsenal has the whole season. Yeah, definitely, for sure. I mean, for the whole of last season, right? I mean, you can say that Saliba was better, but I don't think so. I think Gabriel consistently, right? He managed to keep that standard up. I think that there were some points of the season last season where Saliba dropped off in terms of the quality in his defense. But I think Gabriel managed to keep them up all through the season. So I mean, he's the best defender. I don't see why Arteta will drop him. I mean, if it's a disciplinary issue or like something like that. That's the
rumor I heard. That's the rumor. I don't know whether you heard the rumor.
That could be something else, But I think in terms of quality standard of play, I think is good. I mean, if it's disciplinary and he's just dropped him for one game, I think that's a good news also, right?
That is good news. Hopefully he's late for a meeting and getting punished. But he still came on though. If he's punished, he shouldn't have come on.
There was a similar case, right? I mean, Rashford. I think there was one time that he got dropped, and then but he did come on. He did come on as a sub also. Rashford, remember?
Because Manu was losing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Anyway,
they didn't really need Gabriel to come on though, even though it's 2-1. So I'm thinking, I don't know. Never mind. Let's. Also, Gabriel is a whole, but if he's not starting in game week 2, and if Tomiyasu starts, right, I think straight away sell. So think of a move. Because he'll probably price drop also. So you have to act quickly. Don't drop the price. Because at 4.9 you're stuck. You're stuck with Rico Henry. Okay, so let's move on. So let's talk about United attack. So this is another underperformer. So there's a few questions on Instagram. So the questions are United attacking assets, hold or sell. The other one is Mason Mount shit?
The answer to the second question is yes.
I think most Man U fans will probably admit. I think you saw the stats, right? Zero chances created, everything zero, right? Yeah, so he was non-existent. He played the attacking 8. I think if you watch the game, right, the way Wolves just own Man U is just crazy. I don't know how open, like how susceptible to like runs the defensive shape like Bruno, Mount and Casemiro. I think that is the most unbalanced midfield three. So to answer the question, yes, he's shit. And if you have Mount, just sell him immediately. Get Richarlison, man. Same price. Just do it.
Is Mount 7 million?
Okay.
Mount 7 million.
Mount is 7 million. Yeah, if you have Mount, I see
Yeah,
some
okay.
people have Mount.
Okay, but okay, let's address the first question though. Like Fernandes and I think Rashford. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, do we sell them as assets? I think we're at the moment we shouldn't. I think it's still game week 1. There's still, I mean, it's just the first game week lah. I mean, we just have to see how well they perform in the next few game weeks before we make that decision. But I mean, we will classify them as underperformers this week lah, because I felt that watching the highlights for this game, right, there was hardly any chances created here. Yeah, by Manu.
Cunha was the boss. He was.
Yeah, I said like I was watching the highlights and like there were more. I said I'm not sure how like the XG for Manu was still pretty high for this game. I'm not sure how is that so, but most of the highlights it was just Wolves attacking. I didn't see any like chances created by Manu. I didn't see any Rashford chances. I didn't see any chances like that made by Fernandes lah. Yeah, so I was kind of disappointed by the Manu attack, but I wouldn't really sell them this week lah. I think if you have them, you already made your research. You already had the reasons why you got them in the first place. So you just stick to that lah.
Yeah. Let's move on. Anything else on menu?
Yeah.
Okay,
Go on. I think you're gonna talk about Wolves, right?
Yeah, just quickly talk about Wolves. I think I was shocked at how well Gary O'Neill is their new manager. I don't know whether it's a manager bounce. But yeah, I think Cunha, he's 5.5 million. So there's also Edward. I'm thinking of my exit strategy on Yao Pedro. So yeah, I think Cunha at 5.5. 5 shots in this game and he looked monstrous. He was bossing. So just another possible exit route from Yao Pedro, and he could be on pens. He's possibly on pens. So he's got 3 goals in preseason and he is a Brazil international. So there is somewhat a pedigree. Although his past clubs, right, he's not a prolific scorer by any stretch of the imagination, but at that price point, I still think there's something that I can just to keep an eye on.
Right, and also a shout out on the guy that most of FPL players started the season with last season, Pedro Neto. I think he looked decent as well. Yeah, I mean, one of his key attributes is that he's quick lah, and I think he linked up well. I thought with Sarabia and also Cunha like you mentioned. So Pedro Neto at 5.5. Like so, I just feel like in the midfield, right, there's so many options this season. There's Musa Diaby. I mean, we all know all the popular options, but I mean there are so many of like the less popular options that could be really good assets as we go along the season.
Cunha. Yeah, because I picked Cunha because of the his position as forward.
Yep. And
because of my Yao Pedro exit. And also, I think Gary O'Neill, I think he's a good manager, man. Look at what he did to Bournemouth. He should be in the nominees for manager of the season because everyone thought Bournemouth would relegate. So yeah, there's somewhat of a decent manager there that could build something out of a decent team. Okay, let's move on to another underperformer is my goalkeeper. Do you have Jordan Pickford as well?
Yes, I did. I changed from Flecken to Pickford in the end.
Okay, so so I mean just a word. I mean Everton considered 1.5 xG at home to Fulham. 1.5 is just not ideal. But the annoying thing, right, is they only considered 9 shots but 2 big chances. So like you expect like Sean Dyche of Burnley, right, like considering a lot of shots but low xG shots, but it's the other way around. Like Everton was actually unlucky to lose this game. But yeah, I think right now it's just an underperformance. But yeah, there's just something to say lah. But yeah, don't sell your goalkeeper lah.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, and I think one thing I like about Pickford is I think his fixtures kind of match well with a 4.0 keeper, which is Turner lah. I think every time he faced like I think Man U and Arsenal in I think Nottingham Forest has good fixtures then, so I think it's kind of a good kind of
Do you consider Johnston?
Johnston as my keeper, no. Yeah.
No.
As in like
he also had decent rotation with Turner. I think both were quite close.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. So but yeah, also I mean just mentioning Johnston, I think he's quite a good pick as well as a keeper, but it's kind of difficult for you. I mean, you've really made your bed with your keeper decision in game week 1, so I think unless you're on a wild card, I don't think you should be moving your keeper lah.
You should get possible wildcard for 2 4 million goalkeepers, Ariola and Turner.
Yeah, so I think that's one of the kind of things from this season.
Talk about it.
As in, I mean, we can just mention it now. I mean, there's 2 4.0 keepers in this game
season. Yeah.
Yeah. So like we we can go for a rotation between two 4.0 keepers lah. I think it's a rare kind of situation that we have like this season. Last year we had rotation, but it was the same keeper. It was the same team. It was Iverson and Watt. Yeah.
Watt. Then you what? Yeah, but Ariola is more nailed for now. But then I think Forrest is still in the market to buy Dean Henderson. So yeah, I think Ariola, at least we still have Ariola.
Yeah, I mean we can also look out for the rotation of keeper at Brentford lah.
Strakosha.
Yeah, Strakosha is
but
also decent.
Yeah, but Flecken will play lah.
Yeah.
Most likely lah. Okay. Last underperformer is Sheffield United. So they conceded 24 shots, 17 on target at home against Crystal Palace. So like you think like back to the Premiership at home, they put up a fight. They did have decent chances, but to concede so many chances, I think this is another like whipping boy. Like you can really target them. I think Sheffield and also Luton. So yeah, I think the predictions of them getting relegated right is very likely lah. So yeah, that's one thing to take note. I think Sheffield United, even though they lost only 1-0, they look bad.
Yep.
Yeah. So let's move on to the next segment. So this segment we are going to call it "Wants to Watch." Is it? It still is a working name.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just talk about my team Liverpool. So I think it was a great game. I mean, Liverpool defected. Just one thing about your team, right? So we did 2 preseason pods, right? So the first preseason pod you had Trent in your draft. Then, but for preparing the second episode, right? I had notes prepared to why you shouldn't have Trent, but you didn't have Trent in the second episode. But then you ended up with him in your game week 1 draft. I just want to ask you why.
Yeah, just I felt that as in so I was thinking about
over Salah, right?
It was just a Salah. It's just a team structure thing lah. I think I had Salah and Dango Tara as my team. Then I was thinking whether Salah and Dango was better or Bruno and Trent Alexander-Arnold was better, right? So I just felt that, I mean, just comparing the 2 assets, right? I thought I preferred Trent and Bruno in my team because it's exactly the same price lah when I did my calculations. Yeah, and then I like the structure better lah. So it's a team structure thing lah in the end. Yeah, and so I just went with Trent instead lah.
Yeah. So I read the notes that I was going to say that because I watched the Bayern Munich game live, right? I thought we have no DM, and then like Robbo is he's been off form lah. I think Robbo was a big liability in this game and also in preseason. So I thought Trent wasn't worth the price right now because we still don't have a proper DM, the most important position, right, for defense. So yeah, I thought you should. I don't know whether you're thinking of sending him to Chilwell. Are you?
No, I'm not. I'm still sticking to him. Yeah. So one thing that just I noticed watching the Chelsea game, I mean we talk a lot about like how teams like to invert, right? But somehow like when watching the Liverpool game, I just felt like with Trent inverting, right, it just seemed that the right side was a bit more like susceptible to attacks. I think that's why Chilwell got so much freedom and to attack on that side.
What do you mean?
Like, I don't know. I mean, like I think most teams play, right, when they invert, right, it's somehow like I feel like either like the winger is like tracking back to cover, or like the centre back is kind of moving more to the right side to cover. But I felt like Liverpool wasn't really doing that. Like I think Konate was still stuck to the middle, and Salah wasn't really tracking back. So
okay, so if the right back inverts, right, usually the left back will form a tree, right? It will tuck in and form a tree. But for Liverpool, right, Robbo, I don't know is it instruction or what, but he will just shoot up. That's his instinct. So Konate and Van Dijk have to cover so much space.
Yeah.
Right. So like that's why I think it's just, I don't know. I think Robbo. I really think Robbo. I don't know. I'm not sure lah. But even if he's back, right, I think he's also off form. I think he's really dropped off his level. So I think I don't know. I'm not looking good for Liverpool lah. Yeah. So on Salah, right. So I found it very amusing that Klopp took him out on the 76th minute for a 17-year-old Ben Dope. So I still think that didn't make any sense. I thought like you don't give up free appearances for 17-year-olds. I mean, I don't know. I mean, as a Salah owner, I was super annoyed by it. I think it didn't make any sense. I mean, it's not like Salah is having a bad game, and also coupled the fact that you're putting a 17-year-old, you're not putting like a Jota or a Diaz, right? You're putting on a youngster. I was very annoyed by it.
In a very crucial game as well. I mean,
Correct,
it's not an easy game, and it's not as though Liverpool had a good result going for them. Yeah.
That's the thing. I don't know why you give out free appearances, like free coupons for memory. Like I know he's talented, but you can't just get a free game so easy in the Premier League, like, let alone in a big game where Salah was our main guy. Okay, just ran over. I was so pissed off. But anyway, yeah. I mean, if you own Salah right now, I think if you look at Bournemouth, right, they considered 12 shots in the box against West Ham. And they had more possession in the game, so they were dominating the game, yet they still considered 12 shots in the box. So I think it bodes well for Salah captaincy. I think if you have Salah right now, I think the plan should be captaining him in game week 2. I think you should just confidently just go against Salah. That would be my take, and that's what I am gonna do personally. Are you afraid?
Yeah, we'll talk about it when I get to my team lah. We'll get to our discussion later.
And Salah played well also. I mean, he snatched at a few chances, but he hit the post. We could have easily gotten a penalty. Easily, it was a very close call, and he could have easily hot again in game week 1. But yeah, so I think Salah is fine. Yeah, let's go on to our next segment. It's called the off the menu segment, where we pick a differential less than 5% own at the moment. Why don't you go first?
Yeah, so for this one, I'm just gonna pick him before he goes above 5%. So I'm gonna choose Richarlison for my differential pick because he's still below 5%. Yeah, seven. He's 4.2, I think. 4.2% at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, so 7 million midfielder. I think he's gonna get more minutes. I mean, people are looking at his record from last season. He's only scored 1 Premier League goal last season. But I think that has to do with him not being able to have a fixed position for him to play. Like he was playing, coming on the left for Son, coming on the right from Son. I think you need. I think for Richarlison, I think he needs the minutes. He needs the consistency to be playing out on top to finally get his returns lah. And I think we'll see that from him this season. And as you mentioned, also the team is playing quite attacking football. So I like him as an asset. I think he's gonna be in a lot of people's teams in the near future.
Agreed. So my one is same position, same price. Jarrod Bowen.
Right.
Same price.
Right.
So he's 4.8%. So yeah, just on the brink of not becoming differential. So in this game he gets 6 shots, 4 in the box. He even took 4 corners. And he scored a great goal. So yeah. And if you see the heat map, right, Antonio was the lone striker, but he was drifting to the right. So yeah, Bowen was very central. And David Moyes got said that he was thinking of deploying him as a 9 also. So yeah, I think Jarrod Bowen is my choice. Okay, let's move on to the next segment. Strategy corner. ABK.
Yeah. So for this one, I think I did mention the 4.0 keeper strategy. I mean, of course, I wouldn't recommend going for a keeper transfer now, but I think if you're doing a wildcard, I think that's what you may consider in the future to get 4.0 keepers. Yeah, so I think that's one strategy you can think about just to save money and get more money for your team. I think the second strategy I would like to just emphasize for this game week is it's easy for you to get pulled into assets in game week 1. I mean, you see assets that scored very high in game week 1, and it's easy for you to kind of knee jerk into those assets. But I mean, we've been playing FPL for a few seasons now, and we do see that over a few games, I think what you see kind of just averages out lah. So just have faith in the decisions you made before game week 1, right? And don't knee jerk the best players in your from game week 1 into your team. So just have faith in your decision and kind of let's see how it goes lah. Yeah.
Okay, thanks for the strategy, ABK. Let's move on to the mini league top 3. So this is
let's start our teams first.
Oh, you want to do teams first? I think we do mini league first. No.
Do our teams first.
Okay. I'll start with my team.
Yep.
So just a few notes. So I had Stones in my draft almost from day 1. But when Vardiol came in at 5, right, I was thinking, okay, there's a cheaper entry point to a City defense, right? So I thought, okay, let's not start with 1. I mean, this was pre-league lah. So yeah, so I didn't go with Stones, and I went with Chilwell, which happens to be a good choice. So my team. So I ended the game week at 78 points. So my OR is just outside the 1 million. So yeah, decent start. So my team is 4-4-2. Pickford in goal. Chilwell, Estupinian, Gabriel, Shaw, Salah, Saka, Rashford, Martinelli, Captain Haaland, and Yao Pedro. And my bench is Turner, Archer, Nakamba, and Bayer. So yeah, my bench is super weak. So that is one of the. So the only thing is I wanted a stronger bench. So I had Foden initially and a 4.5 defender, but I thought okay, Martinelli would have been a better pick. Yeah, that's my sacrifice.
Yep.
Yeah. You want to do your team name? We go to next week.
No, you just go. Just do your next week moves first. While we just talk about your team.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. So you mentioned Salah captain, right?
Yes, Salah captain, 100%. So I'm starting Turner over Pickford. So I'm at 4-4-2 now. Chilwell, Estupinian, Gabriel, Shaw, Salah captain, Saka, Rashford, Martinelli, Haaland vice captain, Yao Pedro. So I only have one playing bench because Nakamba and Bayer. Okay, I have 0 playing bench because Archer doesn't start. So that's why I'm thinking. That's why I'm thinking of selling Gabriel because I don't have a bench. I don't even have a playing bench. I can't even get my Nakamba. So yeah, I'm thinking of if Gabriel really gonna drop in price, which I don't think he will. I will. My number one choice is actually Rico Henry on top of Saliba. But unless Saliba is increasing, actually Saliba might increase in price also, so I might be priced out also. So yeah, I think Rico Henry will be my.
Yeah, so I think maybe in your case, when you don't have a playing bench and you are considering the Gabriel move, I think that's fair. I think that would be fair to do because, I mean, I did mention you wait, but I think with your team, I mean, everything is team dependent, right? With your team, you can't afford to kind of see whether he starts or not. Yeah, so I think it will be understandable if you do the Gabriel move.
But if you have like, okay, let me move to your team. Okay, I think there's nothing much to say about it. Let's move on to your team and how did your game week 1 go, bro?
Yeah, okay. So my game week 1 didn't go as well as how Lukman's game week 1 team did. I got an aura of 4.1 million. How many points did I get? Let me just see. 65 points. Yeah, so I think got like a lot of the micro decisions wrong. I mean, I took Mitoma in over Mbeumo. I got Watkins in instead of João Pedro. So I think those are like just,
Wait.
marginally.
Mbeumo outscored Mitoma, is it?
Yeah, by 2 points, yeah. Because Mbeumo scored the penalty, Mitoma just assisted only.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so
And
I mean,
Captain
like,
Salah.
yeah. So yeah, that's another thing. So I think I mentioned just now. I mentioned Captain Saka. I think the reason why I did this was because I mean, it's an Arsenal bias thing because I wanted to watch the game. I wanted to support Saka. I think I did mention about how City. I felt that their preseason, they don't really have like a rigorous preseason regime, and they always don't start off very 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 well. So looking from like Community Shield, I thought like Haaland maybe might not get as many goals. So I was just kind of like trying to bet on Saka over Haaland for this one. I mean, I didn't get punished so badly. I lost out on 3 points. So all these micro decisions, I think maybe like I got much lesser points than I could have in my team. Yeah, so 65 points. I mean, not the end of the world. Still there's still room for improvement. Okay. Yeah, so my team 4-4-2. Pickford in goal. Shaw, Gabriel, Estupiñán, Trent. Midfield I got Rashford, Saka, Fernandes, Mitoma. Up front I got Haaland and Watkins. Yeah, so my bench is Turner, Dango, and Baldock and Sturridge. Yeah, so Dango fortunately he had a injury that wasn't kind of announced anywhere. So I don't know that at all. So yeah, I mean, but looking at all the different options I have on midfield, right? I think Dango will be a spot that I would want to upgrade as well. So I'll be looking to do the upgrade soon. Yeah.
Okay,
so
I got one important question first. So your team name is Dango Unchanged.
Yeah.
So is that the reason? Do you set on the FPL team name first? That's why you have it in your team?
Okay, I wanted to go for Dango Unchained, right? But it's not
That's the real name, right? That's the real movie title.
Yeah, that's Django is Django Unchained. Yeah, but then the team name is banned. You can't name it Django Unchained. Yeah, I think because I think it's a kind of a slavery thing. Yeah, so I think you can't use that name. So immediately when I made that name, right, they asked me to change my name. So I couldn't go with that name. So I was kind of disappointed. But I was thinking, since I'm not changing away from Dango, maybe I could just go for Dango Unchanged instead. So
Wait, you didn't answer my question. So which was first? The team name or the player?
no, I think it was always going to be Dango Unchained. Yeah. So
No, I think was Do you like the FPL team name? That's why you have it in your team first.
I would say I was more. I say like I was gonna have the team name first lah. I was gonna have Django Unchained. Yeah, but I think the reason why I kept him so long was because like I think I kind of wanted to have him in my team also when I started lah. So kind of yeah. But I mean I wouldn't change my team name, but I think I'll be changing him out of my team lah. So it will be Dango changed.
Because your criteria is your team name must be a pun on the player that
Oh, the existing player, yeah. So I kind of feel like I had that in my mind. Had that in my mind when I kept Dango on my team, lah. Yeah.
But change Dango change lah.
Dango will be changed soon, lah.
But the team name will be Dango unchanged as well.
Dango will be unchanged. I won't change it, lah. The team name is unchanged, lah.
Yeah, I like the team name more than the player. Okay, let's move on.
Okay, yeah. So anyway, my moves for this week are similar like you. I'm just gonna change Standout for Pickford. Yeah. So I think one move I'm actually considering is actually moving from Shaw to James. Yeah. So I kind of want to move Shaw to James. Actually, ideally I wanted to do Chilwell, right? But I didn't want to do.
Why you didn't do this morning though?
No. I say
traveling.
I want to keep my transfers till late. I don't mind losing out on players. Yeah, I rather not like have a player get injured midweek lah. So I'm not gonna chase price rises lah this season, similar as last season. Yeah, so I'm considering instead of going from Chilwell, I think to go to Chilwell, I think I'm considering to go James instead lah. Yeah, so I think I kind of have my captaincy sitting on Trent at the moment Trent over Haaland so I just want to kind of have something different for this week. So I think,
are you sure?
Yeah. I think that's
you're set already.
Yeah, I saying I'm not 100% set, but I'm looking at the next like 5-6 fixtures is all going to be Haaland. I don't think it's a question of
for good reason.
Yeah. I think the next few fixtures is all going to be Haaland. It's going to be like 5-6 consecutive Haaland captaincy, right? So I think it's going to be quite boring. So I'm just going to I think this week I can play around a bit. I think I will just do Trent over Haaland. Yeah. Okay. I think Bournemouth wouldn't score against Liverpool, and I think any attacking returns would be a plus for Trent.
Okay. Actually, we don't have to. I didn't have to say out my team just now, right? Because it's the same team.
Yeah, you did say your team, right?
Yeah. I said out 2 times. Okay, this is just a teething issue. Because this is the first time we are doing both at the same time. Yeah. But I know you got Bulldog against NFO away. I think that's a decent first up. Who he plays wing back. So there is some potential. Some if Gabriel doesn't play.
Yeah, but the issue is this, no? Like I think even if Gabriel doesn't play, right? I think the issue is that he'll come on when they want to close out the game. I think that's
unless you're winning 3-0, which is a possibility.
Yeah, even so, I think he'll just do that transfer lah. He'll just do that sub anyway.
We didn't talk about how Arsenal didn't even manage 1 XG at home to Forest. Is that an important thing to talk about? No.
Yeah, I mean we kind of briefly touch on it lah. I mean because it's teething issues with the formation. I think it's just 3 at the back kind of thing. We'll see lah. I mean next few game weeks how it progresses.
We are almost, I think, 1 hour already. Let's move on to the mini league. So we have a joint third place. We have we have Julius Tan with the team name Are You Kidding Me? We have Tian Lung Chang with the team name Pyro number 7. I believe he is my JC mate, but I don't know. But if you are, just hit up and say hello. Tian Lun. I think he was a badminton player. I think he's him. But anyway, at second place, we have Vishnu JR with the team name Ultimate 11. XI is 11, right? So 11. And at number 1, we have Kinson Gun with a team named Gun Them Down FC with a whopping 93 points. Look at his team, right? He didn't play any chip. I'll just read out his team quickly. Onana in goal, Estupinian, Saliba, Udogi, Madison, Bruno, Eze, Saka, Diaby, Isak, and Haaland. And his bench is still Nicholas Jackson, James, and Konsa. I believe he forgot to activate his bench boost chip because his bench is actually bench boostable. Yeah, maybe not lah, cause Liverpool, right? I don't know, but
Yeah, I think maybe no. I don't think it's a bench boost team. I think
But
he just
such a strong
bench. He just I think he just had
like
a
even
strong
Konsa,
15.
it should be a 4 million defender. I
Yeah.
don't know why Konsa. I don't know. Okay, yeah. So if you are listening, Kingston Gun, congratulations on a great start, and hope it keeps up. But yeah, let's end the pod here. I think we'll be podding next. I think same time there's a Monday night game next week. I think Palace against Arsenal. We'll be podding Tuesday night. Do follow us on X at FPL Kopi Talks. We have our IG, we have our Telegram channel, we also have our TikTok. So everything is on the link.
Yeah, so we administer our podcast price link on our Telegram channel as well. So this is where we mentioned just now, the season winner will receive a Premier League jersey of choice. So all these links will be, all the links of our socials will be in the description.
Thanks for the pod, brother. All the best. We are FPL Kopi Talk signing out.
You're listening to FPL Kopi Talks. Right here. Right now.